Alrighty, I am live. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? It is Sunday, December 5th. This is not a live Q&A, just so you guys know, as you read by the title. This is a event that I'm bringing back to my channel yet again. So this is not a live Q&A. If you're just tuning on in here, guys, thank you for tuning on in here. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you happen to be new to the channel, because I cover movie content like this every single weekend. If you want reviews, rankings, and reactions, or live Q&As, this is the channel to be. But guys, welcome to yet another decade tournament. If you are a subscriber to the channel and you are familiar with what I do, this is the third year in a row that I'm doing a decade tournament. But if you happen to be a new subscriber and happen to have no idea what this is, I'll take you back in a quick story. Back in 2019, or beginning of 2020, it was the end of a decade. And so I brought on some people like Sean Chandler talks about, Larry from not LC Screen Talk, Chili Boy Productions, and Alyssa from Mainly Movies. And we all, as a panel, decided what the best movie of the 2010s decade was through a bracket style tournament. And that was so much fun to do. And I got so many messages from people saying, Ryan, this is so much fun. You should do other decades besides the 2010s. And so Cody and I decided, you know what? Let's do it yet again, because 2020, we went through a pandemic, and let's just bring this back and try to do another decade, like the 2000s decade, which is the decade we did last year. I had on Alex Madden, Hannah from Cinemania World, Amy from the Movie Checklist, and of course, the one and only Jay Vaders. And that was so much fun. We wanted it to do incredibly well, just like the first one, and it did. Both got 1,000 views, and people love it. And so everyone's been asking me, Ryan, are you going to do the 90s now? Are you going to do the 80s? And I said, yes, we're doing the other decades. Now we're doing the 90s decade. So this is the third year in a row we're doing this, and I can see everybody in the chat very excited that we're doing yet another decade. And so it's the same concept this year, 100 movies from the 1990s decade. And I got 4 new panelists that I'm very excited to reveal to you guys tonight, as well as the first 20 movies of the 90s decade. Got Cody off to the side in case you guys are wondering. What's up, Cody?
Good to see you guys.
So we're back at it. I'm going to reveal the first 20 movies and the 4 panelists that I have reached out to, and they are all agreed to take part. So I think we should reveal the panelists right now. So if you guys are ready, let's do it. So guys, the first panelist right here is a YouTube movie reviewer that I've been following for a long time, since I started YouTube. Love his content. He's very passionate, very energetic, and he's become a very loved face in this community. The first panelist I got is Mr. Austin Putnam, one of my favorite movie reviewers in here. I just love his passion for film, his energy, his positivity, and I think he's going to be a great voice to bring into this 90s panel. He said he's very excited to take part in this. So the first panelist, Austin Putnam. The second panelist I got on here is a YouTube movie reviewer I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with. If you're not, you need to subscribe to this guy, because he as well has a very high energy, love for film, and just great passion. The second panelist I got is Zach Goller. If you guys don't know who Zach Goller is, please go check out his channel. His link is in the description below. He reviews movies, he does Blu-ray collection videos, and I met him through the Suit Up Geeks podcast crew, doing their movie drafts every single month, and I just love Zach's passion, and he's got a great channel and a lot of great reviews over there, and he has seen a lot of the 90s movies, and he's very excited to take part in this panel. So the first 2 are Austin Putnam and Zach Goller. And we got 2 more. Sorry, I got pretty nervous there. We got 2 more panelists right here. So our next panelist right here is another guy that I've been subscribed to for a good amount of years. Done some collabs with him, and I was on his channel this year. And he's from Australia. Just a little hint right there. That's my buddy Patrick Burrow. Patrick Burrow was supposed to be on last year's 2000s decade, but he was very busy. He went through a personal thing. So Patrick couldn't take part in this one, but he is here for the 90s tournament. And he is here in the chat. I see Mr. Patrick Burrow. Love to have you on the 90s tournament, man. I love Austin and Zach so much. Can't wait to watch them in this year's panel. Patrick, I'm very excited to have you on this panel, man, because I know you weren't able to do the 2000s one, and I got you on for the 90s one. You were number one on that list for sure. But yeah, guys, if you aren't subscribed to Patrick Burrow, what are you doing? He's got a great channel over there, a lot of great content, and he's a good buddy of mine on YouTube. So we got 3 great panelists right here. And our last panelist that I got on here is a guy that is really great movie reviewer, very active on Instagram. He does Blu-ray content as well, reviews a lot of movies on his channel. And the last panelist I got is John Burns from Burns Reviews. If you guys don't know who that is, his channel link is in the description as well. Great guy. I've never collabed with him before, and I'm very excited to have him on this panel. And just a lot of great reviews he has, a lot of great movie knowledge. So those guys right there, I'm very excited to get their thoughts and opinions on these 90s movies. And I did reach out to some other people that weren't unfortunately able to attend this, like Amanda from Candid Cinema. I want to shout her out. She wasn't able to attend this year. And Sasha Rock, am I saying her name right?
Sasha Raquel.
Sasha Raquel. I reached out to her. She was very busy, but I'm very excited to get this panel because these guys are all amazing content creators right there. So that is the panel, guys, right there. And very quickly, I do want to show you guys something. Bam! There is the thumbnail right there. All of us right there for the best film of the 1990s decade tournament. There you go right there. Again, guys, please go follow all of their social media links. They got great channels over there. Do we have any comments, questions?
No, just a lot of people are excited, and yeah, I think we can continue.
Yeah, we'll go through the chat after this, but all right, so now I got to show you guys something. We did this last year where we announced all the movies, all 100 of them, but we did it in segments of 20. So we got the first 20 movies for you guys here. Cody put a nice, sweet video together, montage. So every single week on this channel, you'll be getting a live stream from me announcing 20 movies in particular, all the way up to 100. So next week, you're going to get the next 20. The week after that, 20, 20, 20, all the way up to 100. So for this video right here, it's going to be movies from the years 1990 and 1991. I got 10 movies from every single year this decade. So a lot of great movies in these first 2 years. So without further ado, here is the first 20 movies of the 1990s decade. All right. Add that. Here we go. Enjoy. Okay, that's it. I want to see the rest of them. But there you go, guys. That is the first 20 movies right there. And we, of course, got it in the thumbnail format right there for you guys. So we got Awakenings, Boys in the Hood, Home Alone, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, The Silence of the Lambs, Back to the Future Part 3, Cape Fear, Hook, Misery, The Hunt for Red October, Total Recall, Beauty and the Beast, Dances with Wolves, Edward Scissorhands, Miller's Crossing, Point Break, Thelma and Louise, The Rocketeer, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, and Goodfellas. Right there, guys. Let us know in the chat right now what you guys think of those movies right there.
Yeah, we definitely want to take some time to shout out all of these movies. So if you have a thought or two about how far you think a certain movie is going to go in the tournament, do we have any predictions as to are any of these number one seeds, Ryan? Hold that thumbnail out there, Ryan.
Oh, yeah,
Keep it up there for sure so people can see it. But I definitely am curious to see what people think.
Yeah, if there's a question in the chat, let me know. Prediction. But yeah, we have 2 number 1 seeds, guys, in this first 20 movies right here. We already determined what the 4 number 1 seeds are. And the first one is Goodfellas. And the second one is Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Yep, so you already have 2 of the 4 number 1 seeds already revealed here tonight, guys. And the other 2 will be revealed at a later date. But talk about those 2 to start with, Ryan. I mean, you got Goodfellas, you got Terminator 2. Like, just talk about what made you think they were worthy of number 1 seeds.
Well, let's start off with Terminator 2 Judgment Day. That's personally one of my favorite movies of all time. It's my favorite action film of all time. And the reason why I picked this for a number 1 seed is because it's a blockbuster that everybody loves. And we wanted to, just switch things up, switch different reasons why we chose number 1 seeds. But this one's just an all-around blockbuster everybody loves. It's rewatchable, entertaining, and groundbreaking.
Yep, absolutely. Keep talking for sure. I'm just doing my thing here.
And I picked Goodfellas because the opposite reason. It's just a movie that everybody still talks about to this day. It's Martin Scorsese's crime epic. A lot of people say it's the best Martin Scorsese film. And it's just a fantastic movie all around. And it's too good to not make it a number 1 seed right there. So Goodfellas, that's the second number 1 seed.
Yes, excellent.
I'm just figuring out. Is that?
Yeah, I just want you to be able to talk about it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the chat saying, Cody? Anything?
We got a lot of people predicting that Goodfellas and T2 would be number 1 seeds here. 2 of my top 5 movies are 2 number 1 seeds there. Was going to be BATB was going to be a number 1 seed. What is that?
Hang on. Sorry. Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, so talk about it, Ryan. Now it's our time to talk about Beauty and the Beast.
All right, yeah. Beauty and the Beast, I mean, why would it not be in this tournament? It's
no, they thought it would be a number 1 seed.
Yeah, but you're going to see later on what other movie was the number 1 seed later on. But Beauty and the Beast is fantastic. Everyone loves that movie. It's a great Disney animated film. It was nominated for Best Picture. I mean, it definitely deserves to be in the tournament. But as a number 1 seed, there was other criteria we factored in. So that's why.
We have Yankee 88 giving some other predictions to other films that they think are going to be in there. But a lot of people seem to be happy about it. I mean, Ryan, just start up a conversation. Talk about some movies you see on there. Just go one by one.
Yeah, so a lot of these movies are a good amount of movies I haven't seen yet. We got Awakenings with Robin Williams and Robert De Niro. Not seen that one, but I've heard a lot of great things about it.
Yeah, why don't you talk about the ones on that list you haven't seen yet?
The ones I haven't seen on here are Awakenings, Boys in the Hood. I just got that on Blu-ray most recently. I'm excited to check that out. Misery I watched for the first time last night. It is fantastic. That's a great movie to add that on here. The Hunt for Red October, I watched that recently. But another one I haven't seen on here is Miller's Crossing. I've heard a lot of great things about that. My buddy Jay Vaders, that's his favorite Coen Brothers movie. So I'm excited to watch that. Edward Scissorhands is a classic from Tim Burton. There's just a lot of great movies. An underdog on here, I will say, is The Rocketeer. The Rocketeer is going to be a huge sleeper in this tournament. I'm excited to see what people think about that one in here.
Yeah, Ryan. And also, you have a goal. You plan on seeing all 100 movies,
I
right?
plan on watching every single movie on this tournament. Cape Fear, that's another one I have not seen, but I heard a lot of fantastic things about it. Dances with Wolves, I was currently watching that downstairs. So,
Yep. Just keep talking, Ryan. Keep talking.
yeah, what else? Point Break, I mean, it's a classic 90s action movie. Keanu Reeves, I am an FBI agent. So that's a good one to add in. Hook, very underrated Spielberg movie. It gets way too much hate. And Thelma and Louise, I have not seen yet. That's a Ridley Scott movie.
Yes,
so.
Thank you, Raynard. We took care of it. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much for taking care of that. Home Alone.
Awakening contains two great performances from Robert De Niro and Robin Williams.
Yes, I mentioned those two actors are in it. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Kevin Costner, being Kevin Costner, not really having that accent. Back to the Future 3. Let's talk about Back to the Future 3. I mean, I added it in there just because it's Back to the Future. I mean, I love the whole trilogy, and it's just so rewatchable. And people still talk about Back to the Future 3 to this very day.
Let's talk about Avengers fans' comment.
Oh, yeah, Avengers fan. Was a bit surprised that Hook was on here due to bad score from critics, but I'm glad it is. That's exactly why I added it in here, Avengers fan, because it's way too overhated, and the score doesn't really matter to me. It's a fantastic movie from Spielberg, and Robin Williams, man, he's the man. And he's also in there for Awakenings. And the one I haven't talked about yet, Silence of the Lambs. I mean, it's Best Picture winner, iconic horror film. Silence of the Lambs, of course, had to be there. Home Alone, I mean, you guys knew it was going to be in there.
I mean, it's a great time we're doing this tournament. Obviously, Home Alone is one of the best Christmas movies of all time. It's one of my personal favorite movies of all time. So people are going to be watching it, and people might still have it fresh on their brain, and it might go pretty far.
Of course, man. We'll have to see what the matchup is for Home Alone there. Ricky Buzz, what's going on, man? Would you include Trainspotting or strictly U.S. films for the 90s?
Yeah, can we talk about that, Ryan? Guys, I want to know in the chat, can you think of any 1990s or 1991 movies that Ryan might have missed that you would put on this list?
Yeah, put that in the chat. Let us know.
But I'll let you answer that question.
No, we do not leave out foreign films or anything like that. We had Parasite on for the 2010s tournament. We had some other foreign films last year for sure. So no, we definitely don't have only U.S. films. So whatever film we see that gets highly praised from critics from every single year of each decade is what we factor in for the tournament.
I don't know if you saw Yankee 88's comment up above, but he asked you, Ryan, we don't even know if Schindler's List is going to be in this tournament. We don't even know.
We don't even know yet. We're still in the first 2 years, man.
Yeah,
Ryan, you got to see Schindler's List.
Hey, Ryan, this is famous. Is it going to be on there?
You're gonna have to find out. Yes. Any more thoughts on here?
Patrick Burrow put a comment there. I don't know if you
Patrick Burrow. I can't wait to be on the panel. My opinions might make a few people mad, though. Yeah, I know you got some unpopular opinions right in there. I wanted to bring in, people that aren't with the majority opinion, like Amanda from Canon Cinema. That was the number one I wanted to bring on because she has a lot of unpopular opinions. So I wanted to get that, but unfortunately, that's fine. But JFK. Yeah, JFK. I considered putting that in there, but I'm not sure what. There's other movies. 1991, I think that's when it came out. But there was just a lot of other beloved films I wanted to include in there. The Rocketeer just beat out JFK. I wanted to put in JFK, but I think people would appreciate to see the Rocketeer in there.
All right, so maybe a possible snub there, people think. Total Recall is really underrated. Arnold movie. Have you talked about Total Recall?
Oh, I haven't talked Total Recall. I just watched that recently. It's a great, cheesy movie. It's got terrible acting from Arnold and Sharon Stone, but I enjoyed that one, man. That movie is just so groundbreaking still to this day. What else?
Ricky Buzz said Thelma and Louise, but it did make the tournament.
It did make the tournament. See Thelma and Louise right there? Yes, Thelma and Louise. I have not seen that one yet, but I've heard good things about it.
How about a movie? How about William Clark?
Yeah, Ghost. I considered putting that into. It was battling with what year did Ghost come out? 1990. Let me know in the chat. But I think something beat it out. That's the reason why I didn't put Ghost in there.
How
but
about
wanted to.
Backdraft from '91?
Yeah, I saw Backdraft. I was like, Cape Fear or Backdraft. I've put Cape Fear in there because people talk still Scorsese to this day. Total Recall is goofy, but it didn't fully resonate with me. It's interesting how it plays out, though.
I don't know if you've talked about it. I don't know if anyone else brought it up. How about Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah, I talked Edward Scissorhands. I actually watched it for the first time recently. It's a fantastic movie. Johnny Depp was really great in that. Definitely one of his best roles. And that's a Tim Burton movie I think a lot of people love. So
awesome. How about any? Do you think you see any other movies there that you?
Yeah, Backdraft, I consider that too. 1991 is just a fantastic year for cinema. So there's a lot of great movies that went ahead of Backdraft.
All right. Now, are there any movies here on this list that we haven't touched on yet, or do you think we pretty much covered them all?
I pretty much covered them all. Cody's obviously rooting for Home Alone out of all of these movies so far.
I'm hoping with it being the Christmas season, the holiday season, that'll go pretty far, as it'll be fresh on people's minds.
Yeah, Pretty Woman, same thing, just other movies.
It's the hard thing, guys. We can only pick 10 movies from each year.
That was the factor, yeah.
And, just had to make some tough decisions. But, yeah, I mean, Ryan, we can briefly talk about... Oh, sorry.
Oh, Barton Fink. What year did that one come out? That's a great movie. I just didn't know what year it came out. 1991, yeah. Just the same thing. Miller's Crossing or Barton Fink, which is the movie that not enough people talking about. I put Miller's Crossing in there.
Gotcha. Guys, if you haven't already, can you please hit that like button if you haven't? Definitely feel free to do that. It really helps the channel. Like you said, guys, the reason we keep doing these videos, you want to talk about why we keep doing these videos, is we want to see the support there for it.
Yeah, we want to see the support here for this year. You guys gave us the absolute great support the first 2 years. And in order for us to do other decades, which we absolutely want to, we want to see that support in there, the likes, the comments, the sharing, and just interacting like you guys are doing right now in the chat. And we very much greatly appreciate it. So that way we can invite in other great content creators for other decades. And just the likes, the comments, the shares, all the things you guys do to help that algorithm.
There's a lot of time and effort that goes into putting this all together. And, it just would be really greatly appreciated if you could hit that like button. Definitely share this around with all the other movie fans in the community. We're trying to get the word out there about this tournament. And speaking of the tournament, do you want to give them a sneak peek to the date that we're going to do this?
I will, yes. Let me address Scott's question. Toy Story came out in 1995, and we're only doing the first 2 years, 1990 and 1991 right now. So
if you check at last year's tournament, it'll be there.
It'll be there. You'll just have to wait and find out. But yes, we do have a date right now, and the date we are doing this Best 90s Decade Tournament is Sunday, January 9th, 2022 at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Ryan, when's the date?
January 9th. Mark it in your calendars. Take off work. Do whatever you got to do. Call in sick from school.
No, don't do that. At what
It'll
time?
be in the evening. It'll be in the evening.
At what time?
At 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Put it in your calendars, guys, right now. We want you to be there. We want the whole film community to be there for this big event.
Yes, that's right, guys. Mark it in your calendars. January 9th, 2022 at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You got myself, Patrick Burrow, Austin Putnam, John Burns from Burns Reviews, and Zach Goller. All will be there debating, having a fun time, having our hot takes, and picking what the best film of the 90s tournament is. The reason why we went with this date is obvious. It's the Christmas season. It's December, the busiest time of the year. We'll do it after the holiday season and do it then. Any exciting last comments before we do?
Someone's marking it down in their calendars right now as they speak. Ryan, can we get a rough idea as to how next week is going to look and when we'll be putting that video out? Yes,
as far as how the rest of these announcements go, I think Sunday's the day we'll announce the next 20 movies. So a week from today, you will get the announcement for the next 20 movies, which will make it 40, and then 60, 80, and 100.
So, guys, we're about to head over to Twitter and Instagram and share these two photos that you guys have seen revealing the panel and revealing the first 20 movies. We're trying to get the word out there, guys. If you follow Ryan on Twitter, if you haven't yet, link down below in the description. Hit that retweet button. Get the word out there, guys. We want as many people as there possible to celebrate not only films, but bring in the new year as we're taking place on the 6th of January.
That is correct. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Glad that you guys are excited like we are for the 90s tournament. It's going to be so much fun. Look forward to next week for the next 20. Guys,
1992 to 1993.
Yeah, 1992 to 1993 will be next week. And guys, all my social media links and everybody's social media links will be in the description below. Have your guys self a nice week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Bye, guys. Have a good one.